Good morning, everybody. It still is morning here in Lehi, Utah. It's getting closer to noon. I'm Colette, the Highway Stitcher. I'm here to give you my stitching from the highway and at home. It is December 30th, just a couple days before the New Year's. I was excited to get on here and tell you my plans, show you a finished object, and show you my whips, and be excited for the coming new year and the stitching that we'll be doing. And it's about 34 degrees here, and that's about 1 degree Celsius, and kind of, kind of that gloomy, wintry weather. It goes back and forth between it's weird, it's been going back and forth between rain and snow. Our temperatures have gotten up high enough to have some rain, so during the day we've been having a lot of rain, but then at night we have snow, so, different, but at least we're getting more precipitation, which is always called for and always needed. So that part's good. And it's just been a real busy time, as it has been, I'm sure, for most of you. And so I'm glad to be able to get on here to just do a little update and tell you my plans and stuff before the New Year's and what I'm up to. So anyway, with that, I'm just going to go right into my whips, my FO that I finished, my whips, and then on to my plans. So I'm really excited. Yesterday afternoon, I finished up all the back stitching and everything else that needed to be done for this FO. And here she is, Under the Sea by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This was a mystery sale that started, I believe, in February. I still have not looked up for sure to see. Anyway, around that time, I couldn't pass it up. It was just so darling, and it just drew me in. I just love all these fish. The otters, the puffer fish, the jellyfish, the little manta ray. Look at that cute little crab down there. And the borders with the anchors, this is just fun stuff. And all the mermaid and all of the cute little divers, the girl divers, boy divers. So all in all, it was just so much fun doing all the different sections of it. And it was a total mystery. And a lot of times I'm not up for those always. But this time it just was a joy. Every time a new month came out, I was excited to see what was going to be in that month, and it turned out to be well worth it. I'm very glad I participated in it. My husband loves this piece. Chris just loves this. He goes, oh, when it's done, I'm going to frame it. He goes, I'm going to frame it in a really cool frame. So I'm thinking, oh, good. And that helps me because I won't be spending my money for a frame or whatever. So I'm happy about that he loves it so much. I stitched this on a 28 count Stormy Dawn. Of course, it's right here. I could look. Nope, Cloudy Dawn. Sorry about that. 28 count Cloudy Dawn by Lori Textilist on Instagram. And I'm using the DMC colors that go with this cell. So anyway, Under the Sea is done. Got it done before the new year. And so I'm not sure. I'm not going to say never to never, or never say never. My plans, I'm excited about my plans and what I'm doing for my plans, and they don't allow a whole lot of extra for another mystery sal or another sal, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to do one. So I'm leaving that kind of up in the air. If one comes along that I just cannot pass up, then it will be fit in there, and I'll find some time to work on it. If not, then that's great too. So okay, on to the whips I worked on in no particular order, and let's see. Gotta find mine. Yeah, here we go. Okay, been doing some Christmas stitching. This is Theresa Kogut's Up on the Housetop. Love this pattern. It's so cute with those snowmen dancing on the roof of that really awesome house. So, I got about 791 stitches in that this week. Not bad. Alternating it between other projects. When I last showed this to you, I think I was down to the red on the roof, if I remember right. So probably half of that red is in the roof, the bottom part of the roof. And those icicles and the kind of a golden brownish is what I stitched for this last week. This is coming together now. It's one of the houses that I'm really enjoying. I guess maybe because of the icicles and the other things in it. Um, I'm having so much fun with this that I'll tell you my plans for New Year's Eve, what I'm going to be doing, because I just can't put this one down for right now. I'm stitching it on a 28 count Picture This Plus Twilight linen, and I'm using the called for DMC, and I believe there are a few overdyed threads on this one too. So that is up on the housetop. The other Christmas stitch that I was working on during the week, and of course I'm not including my Sunday stocking stitch in this, though that is Christmas too, but the two other Christmas pieces that I worked on this week along with my stocking was Up on the Housetop and Santa Stops Here by Brenda Gervais. I got this pattern at a retreat last year in Amana, Iowa. It was an exclusive, but it is now available for you to purchase. I started it last year, but only worked on it a little bit during Christmas. And you know, I think I'm going to put this over it because it's going to be too see-through. So this, let me see, this week I got about 897 stitches on it. I had to rip out a whole bunch. I messed up by the windows right here. So I had to rip it out and restart it. But even in the process, I got, you know, close to 1,000 stitches on it. And what I did was this area here. So the other part of the house. That's such a fun brick house. This piece actually is, Brenda kind of designed it to take in Amana, Iowa, which is a real fun like Amish type of town. I don't know if it's Amish or Mennonite, but it has fun old brick buildings and stores. And so her house that she made was one of those brick houses. So that's why it's that way. So I decided to start on the brick house. And it's a really cute brick house, but it's been a little aggravating to me because of the changes of colors all the time. But I know it'll be really pretty when it's done. And I'm using, she kitted this up for us all for us being at the retreat. So this is the kitted up fabric and floss that she had on the back of her pattern, which is 36 count R&R Winter's Brew, and then some DMC and some overdyed threads. So that Santa Stops Here. That's kind of a totally different type of a Christmas pattern than the other two I'm doing. So it's kind of fun to go from, you know, one to the other. And then to the stocking too. Okay, my next one that comes up is one of my yearly challenge for Daily 30 group is ending in just tomorrow. And I managed to get all of my stitching I needed to do for December too. So I finished up the whole year finishing the yearly challenge. And most of it was already done earlier. I tried to get it all done like closer to the beginning of the month, but I still had not picked up one piece that was in my challenge, which was Garden Prelude. So that's what I did this week. This is Garden Prelude by Mirabelia. I'm not going to be taking this out of the Q-snaps. I have before to show you the whole thing, but in this case, I left it in. I'm hoping to pick it up and do some more. And this is being stitched on a 32 count Picture This Plus Demoiselle linen, and I'm using the called for DMC colors. And last time I stitched on this, I had gotten that white done and a tiny bit of this kind of a pretty teal blue. So it's from there on down that I filled in all the rest of that blue, a little bit of that white, and then started up all of this too. So that's like the very edge of the front part of her dress. 391 stitches, all mostly fill in. So there she is. And that concluded my yearly challenge for Daily 30 for this year. Next year, they'll be doing a kind of, oh man, I don't have it in front of me, but you pick four, we had to pick four pieces that we were going to stick with. And I think we're doing stitching where it's the Summer Olympics, and then we do so many stitches for each place that we go in the Olympics. So I know I picked Garden Prelude, of course, and Lace Maker, which I want to get a lot more done on. And I also put in my other two cells that I work on all year. Okay, the next piece that I have here on the top is my other Christmas piece that I do all year round on Sundays. This is the Enchanted Ornament stocking. And every Sunday I work on this with Amy. So, and I'm pretty excited because I got that whole bobble there done at the bottom with the cardinal, except for the back stitching. But I did get it all enclosed and the bottom part done. So once I get the back stitching in there, the baubles will be all done. Then I'm going to move myself over and start doing the fill-in around the baubles, the leaves, and then some of the other background. This is being stitched on the kit fabric and the kit floss. The kit fabric, I believe, is a 16 count light blue Aida. Kit floss, of course, is probably DMC. I'm not sure what dimensions uses actually, but it's like a DMC. I did 638 stitches in my last 2 Sundays, or maybe it was 3, because last Sunday I didn't get a lot done because there was a lot of family stuff going on. So that is Enchanted stockings. That will continue. My Sundays will be Sunday stocking stitching for this next year. I'm looking for a finish in this sometime during the year, and then this is my stocking. So then I'll move on to Chris's stocking, and I will work on his. I'm pretty excited about my plans for this year. I don't know, I'm just really happy with them, and I think I'll just, have a really, really good year. Okay, and then my last piece that I worked on the last couple weeks was, of course, a Lace Maker by Artecy Designs. And I had mentioned to you that my goal for this before the end of the year was to get 50% on Pattern Keeper, or that would be 36,000 stitches, because there's 72,000 stitches on this totally. And I did achieve that. I did achieve that a week ago. So I'm excited about that. I ended up doing 2,173 stitches the first week and a half or whatever after I did my last floss tube and told you guys what my plan was. My original plan was actually just to kind of go straight across and fill in, because right here on PK they have a little dot showing you where it's like the 50%. But I veered off. You know how something catches your eye and then you go off and do something else, especially with full coverage. And I got excited about the window over here and filling in all this vine and filling in the window. So that was really what I concentrated on. And then all of a sudden I had my 36,000. So when you see the piece, you'll see that there's a lot done on that left-hand side. I'm stitching this on a 25 count even weave, gridding it myself. Let's see, 1/1 full cross, and of course using the DMC colors. I think that's all. And see, as you can see, there I was working on the window and the vine work. Before, only about half of that window was done and not much of the vine work. So that's what my 2,000 stitches pretty much encompassed. There was a little bit, kind of a little bit over here, And I will show you something over here, which is kind of exciting, but it's exciting, but I don't think I'm going to go for it, which is weird. I'm still excited about going on the other side of this piece and starting to do some more of the other roof. But if you look right about here, let's see, gotta find it here, right here. This is actually the start of the lace maker's head. So her hair and stuff. And I didn't realize I'd started it because I was filling in the window here. And when I got done with that and there was no more, I just kind of moved over here to this. And I went, oh my goodness, after I looked at it and kind of enlarged the pattern keeper. It's the lace maker's hair. So I could just continue with that. And I may change my mind, who knows. But I'm kind of excited to go back over and fill in more, amazingly, of this, not fill in the lace maker. So I want to fill in that roof. I want to get that roof done all the way down that's slanted and fill in some more of that. So, because I kind of like doing a typewriter method and keeping the highest unworked stitch and work it down, you know, and get all the extra stitches with that one strand. So we'll see. It'll either be this side here, filling it all in from top down, or it'll be the actual lace maker herself. Who knows? I might change my mind. But that besides my FO with the Under the Sea I was really excited about finishing, getting 50% on lace maker. So excited. I'm not planning for shooting for a finish on lace maker this year, though I will be using her in my plans. She will be in my full coverage year of stitching, and I will be stitching on her two times during the month of February, three days for each 2 times, so that's 6 days. So I could get a lot of stitches done on her with that. But even if I do, when I looked up how many that I normally get, you know, with how fast I stitch, it's still going to be short a little bit. But I don't know if I really want to press for that or not. I'll see how the year goes. And she definitely will be worked on and almost finished or finished. So we'll see what happens. Okay, those are all my whips. Now on to my plans, which I did allude to and tell you some 2 weeks ago. The plans actually for, I better just do the plans for the rest of today and tomorrow through New Year's Eve, because that is a little different. And then I'll move on to what my yearly plans will be. Today, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. It's hard to say, because sometimes when I do a floss tube, I don't have a lot of extra time to stitch on that day. If I do stitch, it probably will be some Christmas stitching up on the housetop, but it may not. I've been working on a lot of knitting and crocheting lately, as well as some lace. So I've been trying to get my lace bug back. I kind of lost it there for a while. So I may work on, especially I'm getting excited about my knitting and crocheting and working on some pieces and finishing them up. So I may just do that today. Tomorrow at noon, some of you know on Instagram, Kia B and Just Keep Stitching, Deb and Kev, are doing a 12 by 12 New Year's Eve stitch. They started that, I think, last year, and they, you know, they do whips, they do new starts, whatever. Our Utah group, our Wasatch Whipsters, threw out the idea of just getting on a Zoom call, all of us together, and just picking whatever we want to work on and start working around the same time as Kia and the rest of them are doing. And oh my goodness, you know what I just said? I think I said Deb and Kev. Sorry about that. Did I say that? Pam and Steph? That's really... Oh, well, if that's what I said, I apologize. If I said the right thing, fine. But if I said Deb and Kev, I'm very sorry. It was supposed to be Pam and Steph. But Just Keep Stitching. Anyway, back to what I'm going to do. we're getting together in our Utah group, and we're going to stitch from probably about noon, the same time as the other group is, and stitch through New Year's Eve and on. And I had a hard time figuring out what I wanted to do for that. Nothing was really my plans for the new year. I love so much those pieces I want to keep for my New Year's part in January, so I didn't want to work on them at all for New Year's Eve. So when it came down to it, I ended up doing one thing that I do every year, and then which I'm going to do on midnight, and that's doing a new start, New Year, new start. And then I'm just going to work on those 2 Christmas pieces that I love that I've been working on up on the housetop and Santa stops here. Because that'll be my last time. I'm not going to work on them anymore after that because I'm excited about my yearly plans, and they are not in my yearly plans. So I'm going to stitch on them all day for our New Year's Eve. And it's our Utah group, Wasatch Whipsters, and we will be getting together virtually on Zoom, and I'll be working on those 2 Christmas pieces all the way till New Year's Eve. But then on New Year's Eve, 12 midnight, I will be doing a new start. This is so me. Those of you who've watched for a while will know. Excuse the glare, I'm not going to take it out of the package. This was a, new pattern that came out at the Needlework Expo. Look what it says. Look for the beauty in everything. And I usually say that at the end of my video, and or I try to remember to say it. Look for all the beauty all around you. It's there. When I heard about this one, I had to get it. And so I thought, I want this to be my New Year, new start, to remember what I say every time I do a video. Look for the beauty. Always it's there. So my plan will be to start that on midnight. I am stitching it with the called for floss, which is all over dyes, which is all glary, which I will not take out right now. And I'm stitching it on colored cotton, Swiss coffee. So anyway, that is my plan for New Year's Eve at midnight. And I'm looking forward to it. Just an easy, simple, just 32 count, 2 over 2. Pretty colors, and it's my stitch for the year. So I'll work on it whenever I get any extra time and enjoy it. And then, of course, I mentioned to you the rest of the earlier in the day, I'll be doing those 2 Christmas pieces. Okay. First of all, for the new year, just show you. I'm going to be using the Needlework Press book. Some people aren't a book a day. Some people aren't this year, but I could not use this. Look at that. That's a lace maker on the cover. There's no way I'm not going to use this book a days. So it is not stickered yet, as you can see. It's all brand new. I'm going to get my stickers on January. And this again will be used for what I actually did accomplish each day, as well as my stitch count and how many I did. Also, as I'll have down here new starts, which look for the beauty will be down here. I'll have finishes down here. And that's what I'm using Book a Days for. My planner book, which I will be writing down my plans for the week or the month. It may, of course, look a little different than this because what actually gets accomplished will sometimes look a little different. But I thought this was so me too. Chris found this. This is Mickey and Minnie, and they are saying, see the beauty in every day. So cute. The little bit I've done so far. This is one of those planners, happy planners, where you can put down your own dates on it, which I kind of like better. And so the calendar is like that, and I'll write down what my plans are for each day. But in the next section, I put down what my first week of the month would consist of, my second week, and my third week, and my fourth week. And a couple weeks ago, I did mention to you what I would be doing. And I'm sticking to that. If we want to use Sunday as the beginning of the week, which some people do, I will always be doing a stocking, Sunday stocking stitching. We have a hashtag for that. It's just called hashtag Sunday stocking stitching. You're welcome to join us. I love working on that dimensions kit every week. And when I'm done with it, I'm picking up my next stocking and working on that. So that's Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of every month will actually be a little different each week, and you will see that in this. And I mentioned that I would be working on my sals that I'm committed to, that I want to finish at near the end of the year, and those will be Sunnyside Sampler Sal, and that I'm doing with folks at Stitch West, some of the ones that are participating with us, and I'm also doing my birthday sal with my friend Krista. So those will take up the first 2 Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, which are 6 days. And the reason why I'm doing them the first Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then the second Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, is to make sure I get them done before the end of the month. I have sectioned off both of those. Some of you are aware of that. Next time I do a video, I can show you, because I will be working on Sunnyside Sampler. But I sectioned them off in 12 sections for the 12 months we'll be working on them, as well as my birthday sal. And that way I will finish a section each month and be able to move on and have it done in time and not have a lot to catch up on. So the first week, I'm starting out using Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the first week of the month for Sunnyside. And this will change probably every month because, as you know, even when you section them, they're going to have a different amount of stitches each month for each section. Some might have 2,000, some might only have like 600 to 800. So my plan is either finish Sunnyside within the 3 days if it has a lot of stitches in the next section. If it doesn't, then I'll move my birthday sal into there to work on too. The second Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the month will be my birthday sal mainly. If it has fewer stitches, then it will get finished up, and I will move what my next to my third week and fourth week of what they will be. And what I have decided, I had mentioned that I had asked some of you commenters and had mentioned in the last 3 months that I'd like to do a fan favorite. I thought that would be fun, and in a lot of sense, it's really interesting because a lot of the commenters picked a lot of my favorites, ones that I haven't picked up and worked on very much, and so I had enough to go through 2 fan favorites for the 12 months, and I added on a couple of my own that are my own fan favorites to make it totally, that would be 24. And when I looked at it, I went, oh my goodness, because I wasn't originally thinking of a whip go, but then I thought, I think I'm going to whip go this. So whip go is Jessie Marie's does stuff, bingo board. It's a whip go board that works as a bingo board, and she pulls off, she comes up with 2 numbers. She draws 2 numbers every month. And I thought that would be fun to have my fan favorites on my whip go board. So it'll be a fan favorite whip go board this year. She has pulled out, she's pulled the 2 numbers already. So I can show you what I'll be working on in the month. And those will be placed in the 3rd and 4th Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So there'll be 6 days. Depending on, I may get just 3 days for the one, 3 days for the other, or I might get a little more depending on if the sals finish up faster. And the first one that got picked was number 6, and that was a fan favorite of some of you sampler people. It's Eliza Bell Cox. Hands Across the Sea. So I'm going to be stitching on 40 count here. This is Vintage Buttercream with the called for, I know it's silks, let me see what kind here. Soie d'Alger, which I don't know if I even say that right or not. Anyway, this was last worked at Stitch Mania. I have about six or seven pieces left that I'm going to eventually get finished for Stitch Mania. That's kind of my goal for Stitch Mania this year and last year. That I just want to get my Stitch Mania pieces finished, and then I'll be done. So this one was worked last May, and I believe I did mostly just here this green and that green there and those little flowers, and then maybe a little bit of this one down here too, I think I did. So I think I'm going to probably work across the top there. There's a big flower in the middle that you can see. Be fun to, in the 3 days, to, you know, get that big flower done and maybe round it. Who knows, though, I might change my mind and go over there. So, but this will be on the 3rd, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the month. It was chosen number 6. Number 10 was chosen. I wasn't as happy about this being chosen because this is what I'm trying to design, do some designing elements, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and decide where I want my font, what I want my font to be for some of my words and where I want them to be placed. So I'm not sure if this is Panoply of Posies or Panoply of Posies, however you want to say it. This has been a fan favorite. This is in Stitch Mania also. I started this about 3 or 4 years ago at Stitch Mania, and last time I worked it was May. But I am doing this, I changed this some because I'm doing this as a Daughters of the American Revolution commemorative piece, because I belong to the Daughters of the American Revolution, which is a lineage group. And the reason why I decided to do that was when I saw this pattern, as you can see at the top, DAR is the main large font in there for the letters, and I thought, well, that's perfect, because the Daughters of the American Revolution, their symbols are DAR. So I knew at the beginning I was just going to stitch just around, the corners here and around there. But as I was getting down in here, I was going to put I'm trying to think of what they're called, the words that like an organization goes by. In this case, I believe it's like heritage, teaching, there's just certain words that go with each organization, which they use. And I want to place them in here and then get rid of some of the other work in there, some of the other Quaker motifs. And I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to do with that. So this one got picked first, and so that's why I'm not the happiest about it. But it depends. If I have the time, I may just spend quality time designing, and I'll still be doing it. If I don't feel like designing, then I probably will end up working down the edges a little bit more, because I did start this motif here and that, so I can work down that. And I will definitely do down this side, and I do like this motif. So I may just end up, and this one, so I may just end up doing those few motifs that I know I do like, and then do a little design study later. So anyway, this is being stitched on, I didn't bring the information, but I know it's Vintage Country Mocha. I'm pretty sure it's 32 count and linen. And I'm using 6 different overdyes. And you can kind of see that as you look here. Some of the overdyes actually change over to other, like light blues, dark blues, whatever. So do the reds. Because, of course, DAR is a revolutionary war lineage group, so I wanted to do red, white, and blue in an overdyed vein. So anyway, there's the one side that I did, and all the way over with the DAR in the middle, over to the other side. I love how this is turning out. I really do. I love this piece, but I have to spend designing time with it, and sometimes I am not in the mood, or I just rushed with other things. So anyway, hopefully I'll get the designing mood inside me so that I can work on a little bit of designing with that. If not, I'll just do a few more motifs. Those are actually my fan favorite WIPGO picks for this month, and they will be put in the 3rd Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the month, and the 4th Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the month. My big focus this month is on, this year is full coverage. I am working on 4 full coverage pieces, one every week. I will be working on them Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so I know that I'll be able to get at least 1,000 stitches even on bad days, and hopefully more than that on good days. Lace Maker, the one I'm working on, 50% done, will be 2 of those Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays. I may alternate it. I may do the first and third. I might do the second and fourth. That will just depend on, what, or I might even do the first and second. But Lace Maker will always be 2 of those, so I'll get 6 days total on that, which will be good, which I'll get at least 2,000 stitches, if not more, on that as I work on it every month. The other 2 full coverage Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays will be actually randomly drawn out of all of my full coverage whips, which I have 15 of them. And I also plan on probably starting a couple new full coverages that I love too. So depending on, I'm just going to have not an actual wheel, I'm going to just have a standard, pull them out of the cup, little paper out of a cup. And then I'll, if it says new start, then I'll do new start. If it says one of my other pieces, I will work on that. I will work on those 2 pieces. I'll pull 2 a month in between Lace Maker. This month, though, will be a little different. And I know Sarah was saying her January is a little different too, and February. And the reason being is because I'm doing a seasonal piece. They're called Winter, Spring, Summer, and Fall Montage by Pain Free Crafts. Been fun doing seasonal pieces. And because of that, I want to have at least 2 of those weekends, which is 6 days, working on each montage. And so I've broken it up, and I've decided in January that I'm going to work on Winter Montage for the month of January. I'll have 6 days on it total. I'm hoping for a couple thousand stitches, if not more, on it. And then I'll set it aside. And then from then on, I will pull out of my cup the other full coverage that I have. And then I believe in April I'll do the spring montage for its 2 times in the month, and then July, summer, and October, fall. So I'll be able to do the seasonal stitches. So because I'll be doing that and Lace Maker, I won't be pulling anything out of the cup for any surprise ones. So I'm going to show you the little bit I got done on Winter Montage. Winter Montage was kind of a wash because, and I better show you the actual, let's see. Got to show you the actual piece too. This is Winter Montage by Janet Stever. It was oops, popped out. It was done by by Pain Free Crafts. They designed it. And I started up the left-hand corner. And my plan is to do sections. And I'm going to do typewriter method all the way over to there and then work my way down and do one section and finish it up. And that's kind of how I want to do it, because it would be fun to have each section done. When I started this, I wasn't happy with the fabric that I had because I felt like it just washed out too much. And I kept messing around with different 25 count even weaves, and most of them washed out too much. Only white didn't, and I didn't want to do them on white. So finally, I went back and I had some moss, 25 count even weave. And I thought, well, that'll work good for all 4 of the montages. And if the outside border doesn't show up all that much, it'll show up when I get everything all done. And it shows up tons better than the other colors I was pulling to use. So that's why there isn't 1,000+ stitches done on this, because the other 4 montages I did last year, I got 1,000+ stitches in them. This one I did not. I don't know how many's there. I can't remember because I showed this off way last January. But the little bit you can see there, of course, is the starting down of those leaves. You can see the dark green. So what I did is I just started the top border a little bit, and then I started working down on the green. And I do want to get a leaf finished, at least that and some of the background and everything. So that's what I'll be working on for 6 days during January on the 3rd and 4th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. or I may alternate, and I'm probably going to keep it then that, but I may alternate with Lace Maker, which is the other one, of course, I'll be doing. So my major plans, as you can see, are full coverage, and then fan favorites, and then my stocking, dimension stockings. And I'm very excited about all of this. Just one little added thing. I want to encourage you who love full coverage, if you've kept this long into my video, excuse me, please join me, Sarah Stitchy Mommy, and several others. We are doing full coverage February. Gentina Stitches, Rocking Stitcher. Jemima said that she wanted to do that too. So there's several people who are joining in on this. It should be really fun to just concentrate on full coverage for the whole month. Of course, as you know, I have other pieces that have commitments, but I'm still going to concentrate on full coverage. Those other pieces will probably get an hour each day of work. So for February will be different than my other months, because I want to concentrate on full coverage. My plan is going to be kind of a combination of things. Some people are just have one full coverage piece and they're going to work on that the whole month. Other people have lots of full coverage, so they might be doing a random wheel or drawing names, I don't know. Some people have just a few, so they'll probably alternate through all of them. Sarah Stitchy Mommy is planning on drawing a name each day and working on a different full coverage. My Februaries, every year, the last 2 weeks are taken up with traveling and a lace regional conference and my sister, spending a week with my sister. So that makes my full coverage February a little more difficult than other people, because 2 weeks I'm fine and 2 weeks things are kind of up in the air. So I am trying to finalize what I will be doing for sure, but I know that every week I will have a different full coverage I'll be working on. And that way I can just take the two that I'm going to work on down to California when I go on my trip. And the highway stitcher in me is getting in the way. But I love this winter lace conference, and I love seeing my sister every February, and we're going on a trip together. We're doing a little mini trip. So, I wouldn't stop that, but I figured probably the easiest thing for me to do is do a draw, and every week draw a different full coverage and work on that. So I think that's what my plan's going to be. I would love to do the one a day because I have enough to do that, but I don't think that's going to work for the rest of my month and my commitments. So I'm going to draw a full coverage a week. I'm going to have some questions. Every week I'm going to have a question for you. And I'm not telling you anything about them now, but it should be fun answering them, because I know all of you will be able to answer any of you that do full coverage will be able to answer every single one of these questions in some way or another. And I plan on doing a drawing for every single one of those questions. Now, because of me being gone, some stuff may not get, I'll try to get things off to you. They should all be something that will come to you easy. But, I'll have to ask you ahead of time for grace as far as me getting this stuff to you. But I'm excited about it and excited about offering a little gift for you that participate. So make sure you pay attention to the hashtag. It's full coverage February. I am going to post the question at the beginning of the week, and I'll be really excited to see all of your answers to the question, because I'm sure you guys all have different opinions about all this stuff. So it'll be fun to see my full coverage stitching friends give their answers. So anyway, please join me on full coverage February. Those of you who are full coverage stitchers, it should be really, really fun. I will be participating in Yearly Challenge for Daily 30, as well as Full Coverage Fanatics by the Numbers. I can go into that a little bit later, but they will be they will be challenges that I will be participating in because they're easy challenges. They're part of what I'm doing all year anyway. So to post pictures for them and show my completed picture is nothing to me, because I actually like to post pictures as opposed to others. And so if I keep the pieces in here which have to be done, or which are my committed pieces, then those are just go into my yearly challenge and into my full coverage fanatics, and I'll just post my picture at the beginning, my picture at the end, and I'll be set. So those will be participated in, I'm pretty sure. I think that's it for all my stitching plans. I am also doing plans for my knitting and crocheting goals, lace goals, reading goals, things like that. But I don't need to go all into that now. And you may not want to hear that anyway. So I'm going to go on and do my daily gratitude journal, which I always do at the end. And it's the end of the year. I hope you guys have had a year of blessings, a year of hope, a year of faith. And if not, I hope that there were parts of that were full of that for you, even if it was just certain times, because we all need hope and faith and charity and everything in our lives so much. And so I hope for you that this year will bring that, including peace, comfort, and other things in your life that you need. What I pulled out this time is these two giraffes with their heads crossed. It says, when you find peace within yourself, you become the kind of person who can live at peace with others. And that's really true. There's times when I'm at peace more than others, and I give other people peace and grace for that. When I'm not at peace with myself, I'm not the best at having peace for others. So if I can encourage you, remember to get peace, have peace with yourself, with the kind of person that you are, so that you can have peace with others that you love. Remember to find the beauty in every day. And I'll be doing that all year long with my new piece. So that'll be fun. Glad to see all of you. Thanks so much for all your comments. So many people have commented, about me doing full coverage February or concentrating on full coverage or fan favorites or whatever, and I appreciate that. Appreciate all of you guys. Love you all so much, and you know all who you are. You do. And so I hope to see you in a couple weeks. We'll see. I'm going to be up in Washington for a week or so trying to get Chris's car back into shape. I think I mentioned that a few weeks ago what happened. So we will be back up there trying to get body work done on that. So I will bring all my pieces with me. We'll be doing all of my stitching that I plan on doing for my yearly goals. So hope to see you guys in a couple weeks, maybe up in Washington, maybe back down here in Utah. So you all take care. Love you lots. Bye-bye.